James Harden, the Beard, who took the NBA by storm with his unique style of play. From his unguardable step-back three to his unrivaled ability to draw fouls, Harden's prime left a significant mark on basketball history. But how good was he really in his prime? Was he just a great scorer, or is there more to his game that solidifies him as one of the greatest of all time? Let's dive deep and find out. Before James Harden became a household name, he was a rising star at Arizona State University, where he led the Sun Devils to their first NCAA tournament appearance in over a decade. Harden was known for his scoring, playmaking, and mature understanding of the game, which caught the eyes of NBA scouts. Drafted 3rd overall by the Oklahoma City Thunder in 2009, Harden was initially slotted as the 6th man, coming off the bench behind superstars Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook. In Oklahoma City, Harden honed his skills as a versatile scorer and facilitator. By his 3rd season, he was averaging 16.8 points, 4.1 rebounds, and 3.7 assists per game, earning the NBA Sixth Man of the Year award. But the Thunder's decisions to trade him to Houston in 2012 was the catalyst for what would soon become one of the most fascinating careers in NBA history. When Harden arrived in Houston, everything changed. No longer a role player, Harden immediately became the franchise's focal point. In his first game with the Rockets, he dropped 37 points, 12 assists, and 6 rebounds, setting the tone for the next 8 years. James Harden's first few seasons with the Rockets were just the beginning. By 2015, Harden was firmly established as one of the league's top players. This period, often considered the start of his prime, saw him develop into a scoring juggernaut and a unique offensive force. During the 2015-16 season, Harden averaged 29 points, 7.5 assists, and 6.1 rebounds per game, leading the league in minutes played and field goal attempts. It was clear that Harden had taken the reins of the Rockets' offense, which was now built entirely around his strengths: a high usage rate, a focus on isolation plays, and a three-point heavy attack. Harden's numbers kept climbing. In the 2016-17 season, under new head coach Mike D'Antoni, Harden transitioned to point guard and orchestrated one of the most potent offenses in NBA history. He led the league in assists with 11.2 per game, along with 29.1 points and 8.1 rebounds. His unique blend of scoring and playmaking, along with D'Antoni's fast-paced system, allowed him to dominate in a way few guards had done before. The 2017-18 season marked Harden's crowning achievement. Averaging 30.4 points, 8.8 assists, and 5.4 rebounds per game, Harden won his first MVP award, leading the Rockets to a franchise-best 65 wins. His offensive output was simply staggering. Not only did he lead the league in scoring, but he also revolutionized the way offenses were run with his isolation-heavy style. So, what made Harden so effective during his prime years? Let's break down his game. Perhaps no move in modern basketball is as synonymous with a player as the step-back three is with James Harden. This shot is not just a flashy maneuver. It's a lethal weapon that Harden developed into an art form. Using precise footwork, impeccable timing, and his left-hand shooting advantage, Harden could create separation from defenders with ease. During his prime, he attempted more step-back threes than any other player, making them at a respectable clip that kept defenses guessing. In the 2018-19 season, Harden isolated more than 1,000 times, over 3 times as much as the next player. But it wasn't just volume, it was his efficiency. He averaged 1.11 points per isolation possession, a figure that matched or exceeded entire teams' offensive ratings. This wasn't just about breaking ankles, it was about Harden's IQ, his ability to read defenses, and his creative shot making. Harden's knack for drawing fouls often sparked debate among fans and analysts. However, his ability to draw contact was a byproduct of his elite ball handling and understanding of defensive schemes. Harden mastered the craft of using defenders' aggression against them, using subtle movements to force fouls. From 2014 to 2020, Harden led the league in free throw attempts every season, a testament to his effectiveness in this area. Harden wasn't just a scorer, he was also an elite playmaker. His court vision, particularly in the pick and roll, allowed him to set up teammates for easy baskets. Harden's ability to manipulate defenses with his eyes and deliver pinpoint passes to shooters or lob passes to rolling big men added another layer to his offensive repertoire. This combination of scoring and playmaking made him one of the most complete offensive players of his generation. Let's dive deeper into the numbers. During his prime years, Harden's player efficiency rating consistently ranked among the top 3 in the league, often surpassing the 28 mark. His true shooting percentage regularly hovered around 60%, demonstrating his scoring efficiency, especially considering the high volume of shots he took. Harden's usage rate, a measure of the percentage of team plays used by a player while on the court, was also at an all-time high. At its peak, it was over 40%, indicating that nearly half of all Houston's plays were run through Harden. This level of usage, combined with his efficiency, underscored his value to the Rockets' offense. And then there's the offensive win shares. Harden consistently ranked in the top 3, often leading the league. His ability to contribute to his team's wins, purely from an offensive standpoint, was nearly unparalleled during these years. Comparing Harden's numbers to other all-time greats reveals just how remarkable his prime was. For example, during his 2018-19 season, Harden's offensive box plus-minus was plus 9.5, a figure matched only by legends like Michael Jordan and LeBron James. But no player, not even Harden, is without flaws. Critics often point to his defense as a significant weakness, especially earlier in his career. His effort on the defensive end was inconsistent, leading to a reputation as a one-dimensional player. Although Harden improved his defense later in his career, particularly his post defense and defensive rebounding, the criticism remained. Then there's the matter of playoff performance. Despite his regular season dominance, Harden's playoff resume has been mixed. He had several high-profile playoff collapses, including the infamous Game 6 against the San Antonio Spurs in 2017, where he seemed disengaged and out of rhythm. Critics argue that these moments suggest a lack of mental toughness, or an inability to rise to the occasion when it matters most. However, it's essential to consider the context. Harden often faced the Warriors dynasty, one of the greatest teams ever assembled. Despite this, Harden led his team to multiple Western Conference Finals and came within a game of the NBA Finals in 2018, only losing after Chris Paul's injury. So, how should we remember James Harden in his prime? As one of the most prolific scorers in NBA history? As a revolutionary offensive talent who changed the way we think about basketball? Or as a player whose style of play sparked debate and controversy? The truth is, Harden's legacy is a mix of all these elements. His impact on the game is undeniable. Younger players now emulate his step-back 3, and his approach to drawing fouls has changed how the game is officiated. Regardless of how you feel about his style, Harden's prime years were a spectacle of skill, creativity, and innovation. Whether you loved him or hated him, James Harden's prime was one for the ages. But what do you think? Was Harden's prime truly one of the greatest in NBA history? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell for more deep dives into the world of NBA.